Our recording. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
First thing I want to do is see if we have new members and maybe new potential members. Does anybody want to tell me that they are?
We declined. Okay, now nobody admitted to that. Where are the guests?
Yes?
She just is quiet. She's a new member. I'm pointing her out, calling her out.
Carolyn, can you tell us her name?
This is Ellen Nelson. Ellen Nelson. I
Ellen.
think Ellen's shy. Aren't
It's,
you?
it's okay, and we don't want to put you on the spot.
We'll
Don't
fix
look
that,
at Ellen, you guys. Don't look. And yes.
My name is Betty Taylor, and I'm a visitor today. I do silver and I also do oil painting.
Welcome.
Welcome, Betty. And maybe we have a guest. I don't know
I
her
picked this woman up at the fair.
but her initials are Gloria.
I did too. I'm right. I know. Anybody else
It was a
could
joint
join in?
effort.
Hi, that's right.
Gloria, welcome.
Welcome,
Betty,
Gloria.
Ellen, thank you. It's good. Okay, I have a treat for you, and he's sitting over there.
Hello, ladies.
This is Sean.
It's, you know, I can't go wrong. Just ladies.
But we do have some men in the club.
I do too.
We
Here
do.
comes Felicia. Bring him up so we can look at him.
Sean McCartney is the, can I say you're the CEO?
Well, that's what they call me.
That's what it said, that's what your
Sounds more
card
important than it
says.
actually is.
Of the Boys and Girls Club right here in Placerville.
That's what I do, ladies.
And this is the second year that we have donated to this club. And Sean was supposed to have come last month, but he flaked on us. He tells me,
I made up some story.
he tells me he had some sort of a crisis
It was
or
awful.
something. How can you have a crisis in the Boys and Girls Club? So, many apologies.
I brought exactly the right amount of.
So, Sean is going to tell us how wonderful we are. Okay, take it away, Sean.
That won't be very hard. You want me to talk about? Okay.
Whatever you're coming with. If you like to rock and roll, hold it in your hands. Just lift it. There you go.
Hello. Ladies, my name is Sean McCartney, and I am the director of the Boys and Girls Club here in our county. You guys have been helping us for the last couple of years, and some of you have come on a tour and seen our facility.
Absolutely.
So today we are open, last week we were open at all 5 locations. So we have 5 locations this summer. We're in Placerville, where we get about 230 every day. We're in Georgetown, where we get about 70 every day. We're in Cool, where we just opened it back in August, and we're getting about 40 to 50 a day right now during the summer. And then up in Pollock, we've been open there for years. We get about 80 there. And Camino, first time ever, we're in Camino this summer. And last week we had our high day up there of 40. So there's 52 employees working at our club this summer. So we have lots of staff that are out there working with the almost 500 kids each and every day. So our club has been around since 1999. I got the gig in 2009, so I'm coming up on my 15th year here in this lovely county. I have twin daughters that are going into 8th grade, which is exciting, kind of, sometimes. And I have a son who is, I'm sorry.
Take care.
And I have a son who's 11, who's going into 6th grade. My wife and I have been married for about 20 years, and we love this county and love the work that I'm able to do here each and every day. I have a board of directors that helps us do what we do. Our operating budget, in case you guys are curious, sometimes people are, it's about 1.5 to 1.7. So lots of money coming in, lots of money going out. The bulk of the money that I raise goes back to pay those 50 people. So about 80%, 75% of our income is so we can have paid staff working with our children. Now, what kind of kids come to the club? Well, I wrote about it in my newsletter, but all kinds of kids come to our club. Ages 5 up through middle school. We get some high schoolers, but honestly, once they get into high school, they stop coming to our club as much. About 70% are low income, so 70% of our kids pay about $20 to attend our facility each and every day throughout the course of the year. The rest, even if you pay full tuition at our club, it costs $90 a month during the school year. And so if you're to compare that to other child care options, it's very, very reasonable. We have 2 big fundraisers every year. We do our Heroes Night in January, which is at the fairgrounds. This last January, we had over 700 people there. It was quite a big event. And then we also do a golf tournament. I think what I love about the club, and I say this whenever I go and I speak to people, is that the club is whatever it needs to be that day for whoever it is that needs to be there that day. So little Billy may just want to come and hang out, right? Or his sister may be dealing with something super hard that she needs to talk to a staff member about. Or Joey might just want to come and eat some of our food that we cook each and every day by our chef. We do a breakfast and a lunch and a snack every day during the summer. We do a full meal and a snack every day during the school year, and I have 2 drivers that drive our food around, Meals on Wheels types of stuff. So that's an exciting kind of addition to what we do. We serve over 400 meals each and every day to these kids. I think what makes the club special, I grew up in a club, my father was a club director. Okay, so I've always been around a Boys and Girls Club. And I went to the club, my why was because I love basketball. And so I was always at the club playing basketball. But at the club, I learned, I think, how to interact with other grown-ups, or with other kids. And then now as a grown-up, I take that with me. What's special to me about the Boys and Girls Club is that it's a place where all kids feel welcome. And so lots of times, these kids go to school and they're in their little cliques, and maybe the arts clique, maybe the music clique, maybe the sporty clique, maybe the popular clique, maybe the not popular clique, right? What I love about the club is that we get kids from all different schools that just come to the club and they're just club kids. And I think what that teaches you is empathy. It teaches you acceptance. It teaches you the ability to look at someone for who they are, not where they came from. And I really try to tell my staff when they show up and they're interviewing, why do you want to work here? Oh, I like kids. Okay, everyone likes kids. I mean, not everyone. Lots of people likes kids, not everyone likes kids. But if you're coming to interview at a Boys and Girls Club, typically you say you like kids. I say, okay, that's good, but what do you want to do when you're here to help the kid feel better? And I think that's ultimately what our job is. These kids show up, I would say probably a little bit over half of our kids come from pretty difficult things, right? And so they wake up and they have to wear the same clothes that they've worn for the last 3 or 4 weeks, right? So that doesn't feel great. And they go to school and they're behind on their paper, so that doesn't feel great. And they go to lunch and they sit alone, so that doesn't feel great. And so by the time they get off the bus to our club, they're kind of beat down, right? And so our job, each and every day, is to identify that kid, Donna, or that kid, Betty, and say, how can I build you back up today? You know, what can I do as a staff person to help you feel better so that when you go home, you're built back up from being torn down? And it's a process, right? And so every day, what we have to do and what we do is show up. And so, you know, I can talk a lot about raising money, and I can talk a lot about programs that we do. I love our art program, love our music program, love our sports program, love our food program. I love all of our programs. The stuff we do is great, but the stuff is just a byproduct of our show up. And our show up is what is life-changing. And our show up is what helps these kids. They won't remember the art project. They won't remember the pool tournament. They won't remember learning to play piano. But they will remember that when they were growing up, there was a space in Placerville or Pollock or El Dorado, we're not El Dorado Hills anymore, or Camino or Georgetown or Cool, that they felt welcome and that they knew that they were safe. And safety can mean a lot of things, right? Some of these kids need to be safe from the circumstances at home. Some of these kids just want to feel a part of something. And so that's what we do. And it's a privilege to be able to wake up and go to work and know that we're going to have 48 like-minded individuals across the county making sure that kiddos feel welcome and accepted. And you guys have made a choice the last couple of years to support us in those efforts, and I really appreciate it. Your money went directly to the scholarship fund to make sure that kids that couldn't afford the club could come to the club. In total, we waived over $300,000 in fees last year. So, we made sure that no matter what, kids were going to be able to be a part of what we do. As we head into the summer's always our busiest time. So we're open 7:30 in the morning until 6 at night. So it's a long day for the kids, and it's a long day for the team. But I think what I'm excited about thus far, we're 2 weeks in, is that I see a spirit on our team of folks that really want to be there. I see kids having fun in their summer shirts that we all got them, and I see a lot of hope in those eyes of the children that are with us. COVID was tough, tough for everyone. Our children, there's no difference there. I mean, they were stuck at home, pretending to learn on Zoom, and so we've been really working hard at trying to build back their self-esteem, build back their sense of purpose, build back their ability to learn. And so we're just a part. We work really hard with our school districts, work really hard with the community to make sure that we are hitting everything that needs to be hit in terms of the needs of our children. But ultimately, and I'll say it again, what one kid needs isn't different. I mean, every kid needs something. And so our work and where we make a difference is identifying what that something is. And so through your help and through help of this entire community, we continue to do that, and I look forward to a great summer ahead, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time to let me come and speak to you. So thank you. Questions?
Sean wants to know if there's any questions.
No, but a compliment on your food program during COVID.
Thank you.
Because I drive by it every day and
Yes.
see it out there, and I used to work with Head Start and State Preschool and substitute teacher, so it was great to see
Well, I appreciate
that was going.
Yes.
Yes.
So we were doing like 300 meals a day once,
Yes.
that first March, April, May time in
Yeah,
20.
I don't think a lot of people know about food insecurity.
Yeah, it's a
Because
real,
I saw it a lot too, and
yeah. And we take for granted just eating, and
Yes.
we should.
yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have an opening for an English major that has worked with Girl Scouts a lot that's looking for a job?
We are always hiring.
She's looking at the daughter over here. That's my mom.
You're a good advocate, Ms. Donna.
Yeah, she's got 4 degrees and a very low-paying part-time
Well, I
job right now.
would, so my job may be low paying as well, but we'll have to see where we could land. I would encourage this unknown person to call the club and talk to Boston, who hires at our Placerville club.
Thank you.
Welcome.
I'm just gonna jump in, but if any one of you wanna go to the Boys and Girls Club, it is amazing. There are computer rooms, there are the art room is about as big as this room, and they do art, which is of course our focus. But
You guys would like the art.
they've got help with homework, they've got foosball tables, there's so much activity.
We started
And it's
music
just-
lessons.
Oh,
So that's, all part of the deal. They can come and get a full-on, I'm going to the piano lady's house type of experience, and it's really, those are expensive lessons, and so it's been a very nice addition as well. But yeah, please, you're always welcome to come. We'd be happy to give you a tour. I can talk a lot, blah, 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 but unless you see it, it's hard to really get an understanding of kind of the neat specialness that goes on there. Yes, ma'am?
I'm a member of Green Valley Community Church on Missouri Flat Road, and I volunteer in our clothes closet. So if anyone needs to come in and get clothing for themselves or their family or their children, they can get 25 garments.
Great.
We're open up, the clothes closet is open on Saturday
Okay.
from 9 to 11.
Green Valley does a lot of great work here.
You can have clothes there for children that might need them.
Yeah? Okay, thanks, Betty.
it's called networking.
Yes.
Sean, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for taking on that.
Thank you for giving me money.
Thank you, Sean.
Sean, you're welcome to stay, or I know you've got crises going on.
So I appreciate the offer, but I am going to go back and check on the children.
Okay. All right, thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
What a wonderful presentation, I liked it. We're gonna go ahead and do announcements. And one announcement is, Roberta has begged me, is there anybody in the room who has not yet signed a release form? Oh, okay, it's just a release form for the senior center. They don't wanna be held liable for anything, I think. So you just sign it.
And you only have to do it one time, the first time you come, and then after that you're covered.
Helps.
Thanks, Sean.
Yeah. Bye, Sean.
She did.
Long time family.
Before we get into the announcements, I want to share something that has nothing to do with PAA. We had our daughter visit us this weekend from out of town. She's a lawyer, but that doesn't mean much. But we got to talking. Okay, there, I think I tightened it. Okay. We got to talking about AI and this voice mimicking and the scammers that are becoming more and more intelligent. And I have had an experience, my husband and I, twice. We have been victims. And it is a caller that says they are our oldest grandson.
Oh, yeah.
And they've been in an accident and they've been arrested. The first one I believed until I started asking questions. And the question that I was asking is, where are you? And he'd say, the courtroom, the courthouse. Where? What city? And he could never answer, and so I knew. The second time, we had a ball with him. But with the AI voice mimicking, I mean, if I heard Sean's voice crying. So, we came up with this brilliant idea is to have a secret word. And I put the text out to the entire family, and I said, this is our secret word.
And what is it? We're recording right now.
Yes. I will tell you, when I asked the second guy, I go, okay, what's our secret word? He goes, pizza? So those of us that have grandkids that may have or may not have gotten these calls, they may be coming. So I would, encourage you if you could do something like that.
Hi, Nikki.
I think it's brilliant, but anyway.
Kathy, our presenter has arrived, and I'm
Okay.
gonna let her come and unpack over here on the desk. Will that work?
Okay, Nikki, our presenter is here. Do you need time to set up?
I don't really know.
I have a PowerPoint for her on the computer I'm gonna run, which is
Okay.
why I'm trying to cross-shoot and get the screen. I think we're gonna have to turn off a little bit of light, though, for me to be able to see the screen. Is that okay with you guys? We'll make it a little bit more romantic here. And then I can get a recording. Yeah, I'll be able to get the screen with that.
Okay, so I'm just thinking, what other things I can, I'm gonna throw this question out. Does anybody raku? Does anybody know what raku is? Oh, you do, oh, good. Okay, where is Augie? Augie's here. Augie asked me to ask the question if anybody has a raku set up. And, or do you know of anybody who has a raku
Roy
set up?
Lozama.
Roy Lozama?
Mhm.
Is he a
He's a
member?
member. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
Wendy Holloway's husband. Let's just talk about who the wife is, because that's who we'll know, right? He actually has a raku piece in Folsom Show.
Okay, Augie, you got his name? His name?
Roy Lozama, Roylizama.
and he is a member of PAA.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And so, Nikki, are you ready?
Yeah,
Oh, and Nikki's probably standing right in front of the video.
Yes, she is.
Oh, so we probably have a couple of
Nikki's
minutes of
on.
your blouse, which will be a challenge in September. Paint Nikki's blouse.
Nikki's gone now.
That's what happens when I leave my station to go to my other station.
Yeah, okay.
So we'll get our Nikki notes up now and you get her introduced.
Here's my Nikki notes. Okay. In a way, Nikki, are you okay with setting up?
Yeah.
You're quick. You are quick. We've had ones here that aren't so quick, which is good. It's good to be quick, it's good not to be quick. Okay. Nikki Thompson, ta-da, presents, is it Zine?
zine.
Zine?
Zine.
So it's Zine. Zine.
Like
It's a
magazine.
like a magazine, only
Okay.
shortened.
Okay, like magazine.
Short magazine, it's a pamphlet.
It's a zine making. I'll bring a few materials for collage. Somebody, okay. Nikki is a book artist, a zine maker, and poet. With an MFA from the California College of Arts. And she's going to teach us the art of zine making. So buckle up and let's learn something new.
Yay! And I'm just passing these out for you to use. And I don't know if you might have scissors. Okay.
Okay, Nikki is passing out materials and for those folks of you at
Well, I
home,
brought water, so you know, and somebody else has
we'll
got
be
something else.
setting up real quick. And Nikki is here. Okay, I present to you Nikki Thompson.
All right. Okay. And so I'm Nikki Thompson. The name of my press is Deconstructed Artichoke Press. And let's see.
I think I think we'd rather see you and have the slides fade a little bit.
Okay.
Because I can always insert them in, so
Yeah.
let's do that. And let me get this, what would you like me to go next? To the next slide?
Yeah, for now, the next slide. And do they have the slideshow presentation? Oh, this is PowerPoint, it's not Google, huh? Can you click on the, oh, there we go, awesome. So I have a slideshow, and there might be a little bit of going back and forth. So the name of my press is Deconstructed Artichoke Press, and I make artist books, collages, and zines. Let's see. So I do bookmaking, obviously, printmaking, and collage, and I explore feminism, disability, and social justice. And could you click on artist books?
Oh, she's gotta find the curve there.
Oh,
Slow down, slow down.
sorry.
No, I don't know that I can. I don't know that I can click on anything. Oh, there it is, okay. I see it there, I don't see it here.
Well, watch the screen while you move your hand.
No, that's not gonna work. But you know what, let's do this for a moment.
Okay.
Now I can see my cursor, now I can click on artist books,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna open up anything.
Can you go scroll down? Scroll way down, because.
There you go.
Yeah. Awesome. A little bit further.
It's backwards.
Sorry, I thought
No, this is great.
Okay, a little bit further, because I put all my slides at the end. Okay, awesome. Click right here.
Just touch the screen. This is humor. There you go.
Actually, I'm a special ed teacher when I'm not an artist, and we have a smart board, which is really cool.
Yes.
And you can actually click that. And I'm
It
like,
spoils you for real life.
I know.
What do you mean I have to put this over here?
Yeah. So this is some of my artist books. Artist books are they're books, but they're you never really think of them as books. Well, that's not true. An artist book is anything that the artist says is a book, and that's not a very good definition. But I have wall hangings, but I also have more traditional artist books. So can you go to the next slide? This one, right here. Thank you. Okay, and that's an artist book. I do illustrate the books, but I also write poems for the books, and then I bind the books. I say the only thing I don't do is make paper.
It's fun. You should try it.
Save your
I know. And here's another one of my artist books. That one's called Dodger Blues. I'm actually from LA, so I know. So I have, this one is my ex-boyfriend book, and then I have my my Dodger Blues. So that's some of what I do as my press name. And then could you go back up to the first slide that we were on? Yeah, right there. I'm sorry, I'm really making you.
Next one. Next one down, Leanne. There you
Is there a
go.
question in the middle of your presentation?
What's that?
Well, you have the one book, do they, like, do you display them open like that, or do you fold them together and somebody goes through and opens it up?
Usually they're displayed, not opened up, because really you should use white gloves when you're handling them, because there's a lot of stuff on your fingers.
Got it. Okay.
But I always wish for a nice chair, and people could really experience the books. So that's one of the difficulties with doing artist books. Yeah. Okay, and then I also do collages and broadsides, and what I do is I letterpress the poems on the letterpress. So can you go down?
Sure. Which one? Guess this one.
Way down, because
you're
I know.
I'm looking for a letterpress, but
Yeah.
I don't really know what a letterpress looks like, so it's a super challenge.
Back up again accidentally.
Get to the bottom and it releases me. Okay, I'm gonna let go before I get to the
Okay.
bottom and start again.
Awesome.
Okay, here we go.
Here we
Right
go.
there.
Right
Oh.
here. And
And the one above it.
Yeah, okay. So this is one of my letterpresses that's manual. And that's my daughter a few years ago. She wanted to print. So what I do is I pull this handle down and it prints an image. So I do that with a lot of my collages and broadsides. Could you go up to the one that's right before this one? Yeah, that one. Awesome. So that's a broadside that I letterpressed and GoCo printed. And GoCo is a type of silk screen. And then I do collages. Can you go right here? Awesome. And I love to do animals. So this was actually my wedding invitation. We did that one. I was the giraffe and my husband was the penguin because he loves penguins and I love giraffes. And we actually got married at the San Francisco Zoo. So it was really fun. And this one I did more recently, and that's just an example of my collage. Because I love paper. I love getting the real interesting silkscreen papers. And then this collage is all about the paper. You can't really see in that image, but the flamingo is made out of this shiny paper. That's really cool. So I do all of that stuff. And then can you go here and then you can see the other letterpress that I use. That's a Vandercook. And the Vandercook that I have was actually my mentor's. Yeah, it's very fun. And how it works is you move this roller all the way across here. And here, this one is, I wanted to show it in action. And so here is what I'm printing. And then here's the walk-up bar and stuff like that. Okay, and that's how that works. Okay, and then can you go back up to the second slide?
Yeah, should I go again? I normally use a trackball. This little keyboard pad is just horrible.
Yes, the laptop ones versus the mouse ones are annoying. Okay, and then the zines, of course, is what I'm here to talk about. What I love is I love to fold pieces of paper, a single sheet of paper. So, and I'll definitely pass these around. So I have ones like, there's no business like snow business, ode to pumpernickel. And this one I had done, I've done a lot of research on unions. Especially the Bookbinders Union of San Francisco, the Women's Bookbinding Union. So I was interested in unions and comparing that to the housing crisis in the Bay Area, because I was living in San Francisco at the time. I will pass these around so you can see them. Okay, and you know, how do I, because I know you guys are interested in promo and stuff a little bit. So how I sold the zines, I used to have a Patreon page, which is, and so I sell them for really cheap. And then I do a lot of zine fests. A lot of towns have zine fests. We don't really have one. We've had ones in Sacramento, but San Francisco has one every year. LA has one every year.
I'm very confused. The Zine Fest?
Zine Fest, like a festival.
Fest.
Festival.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we like to abbreviate everything. And let's go on. You can skip the next slide because it's about boring bunch of stuff about where I went to school and.
I want to know that. Let's see.
Oh.
Let's see what kind of credentials you have, lady. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
everybody, all right, okay, all right. Okay, now you can go on.
Okay. Okay, zines. Okay. Let's go on to the next one where I'm kind of going to explain what our zine is.
Yes, good.
Woo! Oh, sorry. So they're a non-commercial form of a magazine, basically. You make it yourself. It's very DIY. And as you can see, it's very DIY. I print this out on an inkjet printer. Actually, let's go and pass these around, and just so you can see them. And I definitely have more for you to see. So they're cheap to make. I guess the word comes from fanzine, which I'll explain a little bit more when I go over the history. And then anyone can make a zine. That is the really exciting part. And they can be so many things. They can be, a lot of times they're a personal story. I like get an idea and I have to put my sense of humor into it. So I usually have a funny thing, like the snowplow one. And okay, the next slide. Okay, and so why should you make zines? Because they are an opportunity for you to provide a voice that isn't necessarily isn't heard. And they challenge you to think about things in a different context. And then they're just fun. So, okay. So a little bit about the history. Fanzine started as early as the 1930s. So if you are a fan of science fiction, that was where they started. And then in the 1950s, in the Soviet Union, they secretly distributed them. And the comics in the 1960s and also some social and political activism. And then in the 1970s, which that's the one that people normally think of as the beginning of zines. So there would be punk fanzines and nonconformist zines. And in the 1990s, there was feminist zines. And then today, you have Zine Fest, zine libraries. There's libraries at like Barnard, in Salt Lake City, their public library has a zine collection. They're all over, and they're starting to be more and more zine libraries.
So if you were going to a zine fest and you were setting up a table,
Yeah.
what would your table look like? What would your product be? What would you be promoting?
I definitely have my zines. And then I would have my artist books on it also. And then some broadsides, which, do you guys know what a broadside is? It's a piece of paper with a poem usually on it. It's like a print, kind of. And you usually print a lot of them, like 50. Or so. Yeah.
I don't know if anybody else is confused. Still don't know what a zine is. Do any of you know what's coming around?
They're coming around.
It's coming around.
It's the way
Okay,
you
good,
fold,
because I'm
fold the
totally in
paper and
dark
make it
here.
into a book.
Okay, that's fine. It's right next to me, so I'm.
Oh, okay, good, good. All right, and so there's also zine distributors, which is what the zine distro stands for. Yeah, abbreviations, I don't know. All right, okay, so I'll tell you a little bit about the different types of construction. So, let's see. Aha. So, this one is a basic pamphlet, and it starts with 4 pages, and I stapled it in the middle. Okay, so this is a basic book. My husband wrote the poems on Chicken McNugget poems, and I did the layout. And, you know, we made it at home. This is a spiral bound one. It's Ed, what's his last name? He's a really nice guy on the East Coast. And he just bound it by spirals. And then this is the type that I like. It's made out of a sheet of paper, single sheet of paper, and I printed it on both sides and cut it in the middle. This went the life of a lithographer. My father-in-law used to work for the newspapers, and he used to do lithography. So that's what this one is.
So for instance, if one of our artists was having a show and someone like Carolyn Cunningham that works in 1,700 different mediums, she could create a zine, like this little foldable one, with all of the different little things that she does, and that could be a handout for her to have.
Right. And I'm going to show you some of those that I've done. Okay. So let's see.
One more? 2 more?
Yeah, and this just is a picture of zines that I've made. This is really what I wanted you to look at. Those are all zines that are made out of a single sheet of paper, and when I photograph it up like that, you can really see that it's made out of a single sheet of paper. All right. And then, okay, let's see. So there's a lot of different folds that you can use. And I'll show you a couple. But when the books come around, look at the folds. Because they have different cut patterns. So, yeah. All right. Okay, so if you're going to make a zine, usually what I do is I make it in InDesign, which is a graphics program. You can make it in Publisher. You know, you could make one in Word, but I don't recommend it. I don't recommend Word. Because you need a little bit more sophisticated of a program.
Word's
Okay.
not gonna like when you have to flip it upside
Oh
down.
no, Word, yeah. You'll spend a lot of time cursing at the computer if you use Word. Okay, and so one thing I would recommend if you're going to make a zine for a program is make a mock-up of it first, because you definitely want to make a mock-up. I like to work by hand at first and then turn it into a computer image. Okay, so these are some projects that I worked on with zines. So the city of Davis was having their centennial. And I worked with them on a bunch of different zines. Because you can have a little workshop where kids come to your booth and you're like, hey, let's make a zine. So it's a really good activity for that. So I want to show you the 100 years, and just we left a lot of blank space so people could put what they did in Davis. And my friend Bridget letterpress printed this, so you'll feel that the type is a little bit indented, okay? And then another zine we did for that project was Historic Davis. So I put pictures of Davis in here, and so here there's a big map of Davis. Okay, and so for promo, I definitely use zines. So I've done zines at the guide release party for Verge, because they host SAC Open Studios. So I've done zines for that. And so I'm like, come make a zine. And then I put all my contact on there, my website. And then, so the first year that I did it, I had my open studio at MAC, the Mills Art and Cultural Center in Rancho Cordova. Now I have my own studio space at the Broad Room. And you'll definitely notice I had copied the first book, and then I was just like, you know. And this one I did for the Writers Conference, AWP, one year I went. That was kind of a disaster, but they're like, what are these? I had artist books, and I'm like, I have writing in them, but they were not impressed. Yeah, so I also have published chapbooks, which are small literary books. They're books of poetry that are about 20 pages long. And I was going to bring them, but I forgot. Lots of show and tell. All right. Okay. We don't need to show any more slides. There's my mailing list, but I'll go over that later. Okay.
Leave that up so people can write that down in case they want to.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I want to actually, here's a bunch of other zines. Are the Parents All Right During the Pandemic? Feminist Fashionista. Lactivist Gymnastics, and Dutch Patterns. So
You don't have one on how to identify, grow, and process magic mushrooms?
no.
You can make it.
No.
And use it. You gotta include how to use it.
Hey, you gotta ask for what you want.
I would love to see that zine. And if you're on Instagram, post it and link me.
I think there are several people that might enjoy seeing that scene.
Okay, and as I'm passing around the zines, I'd like you to tell me which one you're like, whoa, I want to make this zine. Except for the big one. That one, yeah.
That's
That one,
advanced.
that's advanced. But like, I can show you how to make that one, or that one. That one, I can definitely show you. I can show you all three of my basic zines if we have time. I don't know how much time.
Nikki, what we need to do is cut you off.
You got about 20 more minutes.
Okay.
20 minutes.
Okay, so we have time for about 2 zines, I think.
But no magic mushrooms. So
Just a folder.
But
I'll learn to fold it.
I think we're just gonna learn to kind of fold it.
Then you can put on the page and leave.
All right, I know that you're still looking at zines, but since we don't have that much time, I want to show you. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is fold it in half like this, so long ways, and definitely I'm holding this in the air and folding it, but you should not do that. You should fold it on the table. You'll get a much better fold.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Right, yeah. And use your thumbnail to really make a sharp fold. And I'll show you what I would usually do. All right.
Panning to the audience, intense concentration throughout the room.
We're waiting. We're frozen.
Everybody has made their preliminary fold. The anticipation mounts.
So usually what I would do is I would take my bone folder, which is a basic bookbinding tool.
Yes.
So this one is made out of Teflon, and I love the Teflon bone folder for folding this down. I don't like this for scoring. I use a real bone for that.
What's scoring?
Scoring is when you leave a mark on the paper, but don't cut the paper.
Or you buy cannabis, that's also scoring.
We could keep going with that one, so.
Okay, so now we have to unfold it. Now we have to unfold it and then fold it in half, like this.
With the fold to the outside or the inside?
Gosh.
She goes, wait.
We're gonna assume.
You know what assuming does, though.
I know.
Yeah,
Get you a
I
backwards
Doesn't
zoom.
matter.
don't think it really matters.
It doesn't matter, okay. Then never mind.
Yeah.
She's like, look at
Yeah, I have a really hard time with left and right, which is really bad when you're trying to explain it,
scoring again.
especially when I'm trying to explain the artist books, but we have fun with it. Okay, and then I want to keep this folded in half, and then I want to fold only one side, so pick up this top side and fold it to the edge. So eventually we're going to have a W or an M.
The folded side or the cut side?
The cut side.
What cut so? I didn't
Uh,
cut anything.
The left side or the right side, Nikki?
No, it doesn't. It's not gonna matter.
She has to go backwards so
Just
she
go.
can.
Yeah.
The right side.
I did the left. Here we go.
Well, turn it upside down.
There we go.
Stand on your head and hold the paper the other way.
My brain doesn't think this way.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
My,
Accordion style?
Yes, we are doing an accordion. So then what you should do is fold the back side. Okay, so you'll have a W or an M.
Or if you did it wrong, you're gonna have a Y.
Or an
Y, oh, Y.
Just describe mine. All right.
Okay, so let me show you the basic book one. And this will fold into a book. So
Okay, important step. Pay attention, people.
you want to have it folded in half, and you want to have the fold right here. And what you'll do, we need better lighting in here.
You're gonna cut.
We're gonna
Trying to find a
cut-
line.
I know.
Line all the way up.
Okay, so you'll cut the line all the way to that other fold. All the way to that other fold. Do not cut this side. Do not cut this side. Then you have a whole new structure.
That's exactly right, Sherry Lynn. Now make it say words.
Yes, and then you make them kiss. You make them kiss.
Okay, I missed some.
So hold it with the fold side down and make it kiss. Yeah.
Like origami.
Exactly. It is like origami.
Okay, you guys
It's
all
like
got them
origami,
kissing?
Exactly.
Okay. First you cut it, then you make them
just
kiss.
fold one side over, and it doesn't matter which side you fold over.
Oh, my book's uneven.
Do that step again. We're all confused.
Yes.
Oh,
And then
okay,
just
so
fold it up.
you've got your, they're kissing.
They're kissing, okay.
They're kiss to a cross.
All right.
And then you just can fold it. No, mine's not doing that. Did you cut yours already?
No, Maggie's just too fixated on kissing paper.
Yeah.
So when you've cut it, right?
Exactly.
No, you're right there, just fold.
Just fold it. No, just fold it. Fold it.
She's being difficult over there, I can tell.
Okay, Sherry Lynn, it's obvious you do lots of crafts. Maggie is more of an artist.
I do it all.
My brain goes this way.
She's like, you want me to glue something on what? I don't do that. Sherry Lynn's like, glue? I got 16 kinds.
Where do you think I have all these magazine things cut?
A Buddhist monk once said.
We're just gonna keep making jokes with this table.
Because I just, and I do,
I got a 4-door, it works for cards.
yeah, I got drawers too. I like it because I can cut them out like a lot of these, pre-cut some.
Okay, I want you all to notice that our new member Ellen is so far ahead of the rest of you. If you need tips, Ellen can tell you what's going on.
Ellen's gonna write her book, Brazil.
Yeah, she's publishing already.
Can I start calling?
I'm deconstructing.
Maybe you can still work for the big brothers and big sisters because your great aunt's name is on the book.
I know.
So, maybe.
Is that what you want to do? Is fold it, fold it, fold it the wrong way? So if I fold it back, no, because that means,
She just sent me a thing to work for another Democrat too, as an independent photographer and writer.
right, well, they have that.
No cutting.
No cutting.
So, and I have a little poetry and literature, a little experience with magazine.
And the crowd went crazy when Tommy hit the stage.
This is green. I keep these two. Oh God, because I'll say save the wrapper on that. Oh yeah, right. Yeah. No, he'll kisses were watching TV and he's perfectly smooth, and you're like,
Stephen does that too. I have Steve do that for me too. With kisses, I have a box.
yes.
All the different colors. All the colors.
Silver. Yep. And he just sits there while he watches TV because he eats a lot of candy kisses. Usually rolls into a ball, and I find them all over the freaking house. They fall. They're tiny foil ball. You're like, Just say that little.
I started it, and I'm gonna finish it when I'm done. But there are people there working. Rod helped me this morning. He did the ladder work this morning.
Electronically signed it while I was sitting there. So tonight's the night they start collecting. Looking through them.
Which of you artists feels you need to bring a tackle box?
Well, I thought it said bring marking tools, but my phone and my keys and everything else.
It's a nice purse, Carolyn. So now we know. Now we know who did it. All right.
Okay, what did I do? What?
And we can see our presenter there in the background helping people do the folds. Carolyn, I do not believe that's what you were instructed to
I
do.
already did what I was instructed to do. Do I follow directions?
No, you do not. You do not. Ellen probably had no idea what a rowdy table she was sitting at, huh? Huh, Emily? You knew what was going to happen at this table. Okay, I'm following our presenter. Here we are on the road with our camera again, and we're back.
All right.
Ladies!
Whoa, that's a Girl Scout leader's voice.
I'm a Girl Scout leader. I know how to do this.
Or teacher voice. And like I noticed that some of you you folded it differently, and that's okay. That's what's so magical about these. You can do all sorts of things with them and make it different, and they're amazing. So you can definitely collage in your zine. I can show you another zine with another cut pattern. I'll let you kind of decide. What do you guys want to do?
You have 6 minutes, people. Do you want to make another zine?
There's more paper.
Get yourself another piece of paper. Learn another fold.
I'll show you the fold with the secret hiding places.
Oh, that's perfect. Secret hiding places. We all need those.
Oh my.
This book has. And so what I find with this book is kids do much better at it because they're like, oh yeah, this is so cool. And adults are like, this doesn't work like a regular book.
All right.
Okay, so it's the same fold pattern. We're gonna fold it in half like this, then unfold it, fold it in half like this, and then fold like that. Okay?
Crisp, clean.
Yeah. Okay? So,
Half long ways, half short ways.
yeah. Okay? And hot dog and hamburger. But if you do the hamburger first, that's fine. You have a different scene, and that is what we like. Okay. Okay, and then we fold it in half this way, and we fold it in half this way.
Like an accordion.
Exactly. Most of my books are accordions. And then you fold it back.
Make it an M again or a W?
Yes. Not a Y.
No.
I'm like, how did you do that? This is a Y.
There you go.
Okay. And then.
This is different. This is different.
Yeah, okay, so this is different. I'm gonna cut right in the middle. I'm gonna cut that middle fold, but I'm only gonna cut it to the middle. Okay?
No kissing.
No, yeah, I'm trying to think of what, maybe at the end we can make a kiss. Okay, awesome. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your scissors and cut in that middle fold, and you're gonna cut to right here, that other fold. I know, this is hard.
Doesn't matter which one, no, she's going like this.
And then you're gonna cut.
One more.
Yep. This is the last cut, this is the last
Oh,
cut.
And then she's just doing the other side, the same.
Oh, you do both sides?
Yeah, okay? So, we did this, and we'll fold this over. Fold your original fold, your hot dog fold.
So that those are sticking out.
Yeah, and then you notice, okay, we still have our accordion, so we're gonna squish it together. Okay? And then we have these two flaps out here, so just push them back. Okay?
Push them down. Okay, so they.
All right, and I will go around and help you guys.
And then does this actually go like this? So that you've got the little flap?
Uh-huh,
Okay.
yeah.
And the little flap and you have one in the back.
And yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's where I am.
I love it. So you have to fold this over.
I did.
Yeah, like this. And then,
Then you lost me.
and then you fold one
Okay, I did that like
side. Yeah, exactly like that. And so,
You need some mushrooms.
I do.
Yeah.
You bet. I've had them, but it's been an awful long time.
We're gonna uplift you some, huh?
then what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut right here. And then cut right here.
Rainbow.
And then right here.
Tonight's the start of swim lessons. So I need to be. I thought you were gonna do all 5. Yes. I'm not gonna swim with them, but I'll be there.
Okay, good.
We don't have to pick up, because we have to go pick up art after this.
We got 2 to 6.
No, you're right.
Right. Yes. Right, because you told me the story about how you talked to him and, yeah, from
Start collecting. People will start
And here we have another meeting where we're having so much fun with construction and colored paper. These girls just go crazy when you give them a piece of paper. They just can't help themselves. Oh my goodness, look, we have little flappy birds. We have an accordion that's kind of a limp thing. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow, wow, what fun we're having. Sherry Lynn showing off her secret spot over there. Yeah. Carolyn's helping a few people. Yeah, we're just going crazy. The crowd goes crazy. Oh yeah.
Is there vodka in that, or we have drinks now? Orange juice vodka. We'll do good. We'll do good.
You girls are wild. And of course, Carolyn is the surgeon. You show her once and then she begins to teach, right? She can't help it. She's up teaching everybody what they need to do to fold those zines. And she walked in the room and she didn't even know what a zine was, and now she's a teacher.
I was too serious. I was always too serious. I have the last time.
Okay, there we have our star again. There she is. I'm following her around. We got her, we got her. Oh, she's returning some zines.
Everyone here okay? Is this?
We try.
None of these people are okay, trust me.
You're gonna be on the Okay, this part is right, and then just one on this block.
Driving down the roads and there's cars like my husband, he's out there watching the sides of the road, looking for critters, because he can see, yes. And look at the faces like that, between trees, you know. Did you see that deer? Did you see that turkey? You know, watch the roads driving.
Okay, you Zeniacs, you're 2 minutes over. Here comes Captain Kathy.
I checked her, she said she's done, so I'm going to break.
I know. All right. Here we go. Thank you, Robin. Nikki, I'm sorry, it's been Robin all week. Thank you, Nikki.
She's not done. We're not done.
Nobody's done.
Thank you.
Should we decorate these and bring them back to the next meeting? Absolutely. And show them?
Oh, and
That was a challenge.
anybody, if you want to show what you've done, copy down my Instagram, which is the next slide, but
Oh my God! Look, Sue's gonna touch my computer. See if she has any luck.
it's D_.
There we go.
Underscore artichoke.
And then there actually should be an underscore. And share them with me because I love to see what people make.
And you're on Facebook too.
Yeah.
Okay, it looks great, you guys. You had fun?
Did you get on there?
All right, pass all those zines up.
Yay!
On the break, let's make sure we get all our zines back here to Nikki.
And you can also, I don't know if anybody
those.
has like.
No, her zines. We've been passing her zines around the room.
Link to the QR code or something.
Okay, if everybody could pass the zines that are Nikki's up forward, so she can collect all of hers. And equipment too is good. You know, we open our minds to new things, and boy, this was. We're going to take a break now.
I'm turning off the recording.
I think let's take 10 minutes and enjoy. There's a lot of food back there. So enjoy, take a break, and we'll come back for more things to talk about. Turn the mic on. Oh my gosh.
Turn the mic on.
I turned the mic on. Do I have to be?
You have to, do we have to whistle?
Do I have to be Sister Mary? Sister Mary. Catherine? No, Catherine. Do I have to be Sister Mary Catherine?
No. Get out the ruler.
Oh gosh. That was. Did anybody else survive Catholic schools? God. You survived it?
I did.
Good. Good. We got a good education, but, okay. Okay, what I wanted to do is, you know what I'd like to do? I'd like to give you guys information, but I don't want to give it. I just want to have the experts give it. You know, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Right, huh? Good, okay. But the first one, I don't know who I know on this one. Studio tour. I just kind of wanted to update. Oh, look at that.
Well, Linnell.
Okay. I know that everything is closed.
And Aggie's on the tour too.
Oh, and Aggie's on the tour. How many artists? How many artists?
About 30.
34.
34
now.
Oh, good.
And how many studios?
8? Is it 8? The last one I heard.
5 or 6.
Okay, so we are on par with other years. We're okay. Started out real slow. I know there was a concern. Good, I'm glad. Okay.
Weekends of September
16, 17,
16,
and
17.
23, 24.
And applications are now closed.
Yeah. So, there you go.
And so everybody that in this room that's on the tour, raise your hand. All right, so you can see one another. Very good. We've got 4 in the room right now.
Oh, yay. Okay, good job. I was on it for years, but I sculpt and bring in the sculptures and, anyway.
I do it at my house.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, what I would like to do now is call up Sue Wickersham. She's eating. Sue's eating. That's okay, Sue, we'll wait.
No, I can do it.
No, we can wait.
I'm done. I'm choking down.
Sue, along with Donna, are running the Motherload show. And Sue's the expert on the Motherload, so I'm gonna have Sue update us on that. There you go, Sue.
Thank you.
You can pull it down.
Okay, so as Debbie said, I'm the show chair for the Motherload show again. Can't seem to, well, never mind.
Pass the buck.
It's my baby now. We just got the postcard, so I'll pass those around. The call is open. We've already got maybe 8 or 9 entries that have submitted so far, which is,
And we're closing at 12 entries, so get yours in quickly.
so, and that's pretty good because we don't normally have that many entries so
You can
soon.
add to, you can add to it up to a certain amount, right?
You can enter up to 5 pieces if you, I'm gonna use the word register.
Right.
On entry thingy, you can put a piece up, wait 2 weeks, put another piece up, but we have about 5 or 7 paid people already. Now, they can come back and do it again, you know, it's.
If you will do all 5 of your entries on at one time, it saves us a lot of money.
Yeah. 'cause
Oh.
PAA
So we'd love
doesn't
that.
pay.
Oh, okay.
We pay
Good to
per
know.
entry, we pay entry thingy per entry, we do. So-
Not per piece of art entered,
No.
but per entry
entry.
submitted.
Okay.
And so if you submit 5 on there, we pay 1 time. If you submit 5 in 5 different entries, we pay 5 times.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay.
good to know.
so.
Yeah, that is good.
So-
That was good, guys.
So, and the entry will stay open until September 22nd, which is a Friday at noon. Used to be midnight. No more of this midnight business.
Because we have to keep feeding tokens up for you guys who want to enter
my
at
God.
midnight, and we're like, oh my God, it's almost midnight. We got to send another $20 up to entry thingy.
I'm a night person, but no stress.
Oh, my gosh.
So, the card that you're sending out, is that gonna tell me, a new person, what that's all about?
Yes, and you can ask questions. if you
Well,
want.
so, 5 pieces, 5 different,
Whatever you. So I'll pass these out now. So the Motherload show is open to any artist in the United States.
okay.
It's open, you can put whatever you want in, open medium, open theme.
Even a zine?
They accept photography.
You can put photography, mixed media, collage, 3-dimensional, you've got.
AI art is allowed.
All right, thank you.
And it's our national show. We've done it 57 years. This is our 57th year. It was originally at the Shakespeare Club, and we just find managing much easier if we use a gallery in Sacramento, because otherwise we have to sit the show and be the gallery managers.
There goes feeding the meters.
So we're at the MAC, which is Mill Station Arts and Cultural Center, and that's where we were last year, and that's where we will be this year and next year. We've secured next year as well.
Oh, wow.
We'll have a nice reception. Everybody's invited, not only the artists who have entered and have been juried into the show. We have we'll have food, we'll have beer and wine, all free to whoever comes in. We want everybody to enjoy themselves that night. We'll also have music by, so Rancho Cordova has an orchestra, a symphony orchestra, and 3 of their musicians have made up a trio, Stellis Trio, and they played for us last year, and they're gonna play for us again this year. It was awesome. And I don't know, in the past of Motherload shows, how much we've sold as far as art goes, but that last year, we sold 7 or 8 pieces, which was awesome for the artists. And It's 80%, the artist recoups 80% of the sales. You don't see that much anywhere either. So there was a lot of reasons why we moved it to the MAC, and those are some of them. So, what am I forgetting, Donna?
I know you got a question over here. What night is the opening?
It will be the November 3rd.
November 3rd.
Yeah, the 2nd is a Thursday. It opens on Thursday, and the reception will be the 3rd.
Okay.
From, what did we say, Donna? 5 to 7? There'll also be, the judge will also be there and will be doing a presentation on the winners.
And we usually record that. So if you happen to miss the reception, you can see the recording of the judge's comments on YouTube.
And if you exhibit, do you need to be there all the days?
No.
This is like a real gallery.
And this is one of the benefits of being at this gallery rather than at someplace like the Shakespeare Club, because we have to man the booth at the Shakespeare Club the whole time. And the gallery manager does it for us.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah.
We will be asking for volunteers later on to sit at the desk at the gallery. That's what we did last year. I assume we'll do that again this year. I'll have to talk to the gallery manager. And that's kind of fun, just to talk to people. It also represents, so then we can talk about PAA. They have a big art group down there of a couple hundred members, and we're up to 166 or 69 members or something. And we're starting to commingle. They're joining us, we're joining them, and just creating a bigger art community.
Awesome.
So it's an awesome place.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun. It was fun. I had fun. My husband will be the bartender, and he's a good pourer.
Who's gonna be the
Yeah.
driver?
So, and the pieces I picked this year, this was the best of show. This was I think this sculpture won award of excellence, which is the first place, I think.
That's gorgeous.
And then I'm proud to say I'm the owner of Dog Beach, which is, won the Anita Wolf Award. We have two new awards this year with a total of 16 awards, and our total cash prize is $3,250 that we give to our award winners.
Nice.
So that's that. If you have any other questions, Danelle, you got anything else? Donna, you got anything else that I forgot?
We're looking to have a really diversified show,
Yeah.
and any and all different types of artwork. We're really excited about the judge. He was recommended by our judge from last year.
Mhm.
He's from Sacramento.
He's the program director of the Crocker Kingsley Club.
Is he?
Yeah, he knows his
William
way around
Ishmael?
town, so.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, it's a juried show, so you may not get everything accepted into the show, but it also, your entries go to support both the show and Placerville Arts Association. So I always enter, I rarely get in, but I'm doing AI this year, I might get in, we'll see.
So when you enter, do those pieces go to the show? They then belong to the gallery?
No, they're yours.
If you've been you enter online, the judge will jury the show online. He will choose what he wants to see in the show. Then you'll bring the pieces, if you've been accepted, you bring the pieces to the MAC. And then the next day we hang them, and then he comes and does the final judging for the
Okay, wow,
award
that
winner.
sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And last year, we had several pieces from the East Coast. So it really is a national show.
Yeah.
And the Gulf Coast.
And we did have winners from
Yeah.
them too, right?
Yeah. And we have had in the past entries as far off as Hawaii and New York. So it is a national show. Any U.S. artist is eligible to enter.
And I'm not sure, because I don't know the history of the Mother Lode, but I think that last year was the first year that we had a jewelry artist enter, and she won first place. Won a first place.
Oh,
It was a beautiful cloisonne piece. It was awesome. So we are instructing our judge to be, like Donna said, to be very versatile, open. We want all kinds of art. We didn't want just what's in, we want everything.
We want this to be a show for everyone.
Yeah.
So it's important not to be offended if you're not accepted.
Absolutely, that's what I'm trying to let you know. Because the president, being the president of this organization does not get you in this show.
I was the chair last year and did not get accepted. So the judge does not see your name, they see the art.
Yeah, that's good.
So, yeah, it just, and it doesn't mean, this judge is gonna be different from last year's judge, from the year before, from the years coming up.
How many pieces do you think are there?
We typically get around 400 entries, and we accept about 120.
This time we're accepting 130. Last year we accepted 140, but thank goodness 10 didn't show. Because we were stuffed.
Right.
And when you're talking about awards, there are special awards and ribbons for Placerville Arts Association members.
if you're a
So
member.
you can win an award if you are a member as well.
Yeah, there's a special, because Placerville Art, Linnell figured this out, which was brilliant in my opinion, but because we're Placerville Art Association, a lot of associations discount the entry fee to their members. Our entry fee is a straight across the board, but if you're a Placerville Art Association member, you are eligible to win a Placerville Arts first, second, and third place, whereas people who are not members will not be in that category. And then we have the Anita Wolf category, which one of our members, Joyce Martin, always subsidizes, and that's what the Dog Beach won. This year we have 2 new ones. The Matt Sugarman's family is sponsoring an award, and I guess he had an award years ago through Motherlode. He was a park ranger. And then we also have an award that Joyce, how do you say Joyce's last name?
Benson?
Bonson. And she-
Bonson? She did not accept her honorarium for judging the Harris show, and so she's going to endow an award with that money at the Motherlode show.
So that's why we have two.
We have 2 memorial awards and 1 live person endowing the award.
So there you go. If you have any questions, come see me.
At least she's still alive now. She's 97.
And that's why I call the experts. Following on the heel of that show, I'd like Carolyn Cunningham to come up with our member show. The shows that we've got going are fabulous, and we're selling. We are selling. It's good. So Carolyn, take it away.
Is this thing on? 'Cause
It is on, and you're closer to it than Kathy was.
Yeah.
Well, soon
Yeah,
as
much better.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
I really don't need this because
You're short.
Yes, you do.
I have a big voice. Okay, I'm Carolyn. The member show, and there's a few of you that are new, so I'm going to kind of back up a little bit. We run 2 member shows. It's talking back to me. We run 2 member shows each year at the Government Center in Placerville. One in the spring, which we just had in April, and the next one will be in the fall. Take-in day is October 2nd, starting at 8, not 7:30, 8 o'clock, okay, which is different. I just took this job over this year and I'm making a few little changes. One of the changes that I made in the spring was that we changed it from being traditionally a show categorized and judged by subject matter, landscape, portrait, animal, etc. And we changed it to a show categorized and judged by media. So we had a water media group, we had oils, we had mixed media, we had photography. Some people loved that, some people didn't. So in the spring, we're going to continue doing it that way, but in the fall, we're going back to a subject matter show.
Unless you're photography or AI.
Or AI. Photography and AI are going to be in their own separate categories because I've gotten so much blowback about artists not wanting their paintings or whatever judged next to photography.
Or AI.
Or AI. But in the past, we do have room for some 3-dimensional work. We don't have a lot. The Government Center limits how many pedestals that we can put up. So if you're doing 3-dimensional work, get there early, 8 o'clock, not 7.
What was the date again?
October 2nd. And we are, though, going to include the 3-dimensional work within the subject matter. So if you're doing an animal, it's gonna go with animals. If you're making a little trailer, seems like we had like a little trailer one year, and it's gonna go, you get to decide, is that a landscape? Probably not, it's probably still life.
I think it's a portrait.
I think you're right. Anyway, that's what we're doing. The members show, you can enter up to 4 pieces, and 1 may be not for sale. And there's no jurying process. You show up and you fill out the paperwork, or please go online and fill it out ahead of time. It saves a lot of time, and it's $10 per entry now. That's another change. It used to be $8. It was $8 forever. But you know, I need to line my pockets a little bit. Our judge actually she just accepted this, is Barbara Burge, who judged our Motherlode show last year, and knows her stuff. She's not really so much an artist as an art patron and an art collector, and she's just involved. She's very involved in making sure the arts are out there and getting known. So
And she just gave Carolyn 2 blue ribbons at the county fair.
yeah. But she didn't know they were mine. So. Have I covered it all?
We do not allow nudes or objectionable subjects at the government center. So if the government center employees find your work too offensive, we're not going to be able to hang it. And no naked people, please.
No nudes.
Including the artists making their submissions.
No violence, no political stuff. It is the government center, and it is a family, you know, the public can go in there. The show only runs for 5 days. So you show up on Monday, you bring your work in, we hang it that day, we judge it that day, well, we don't, Barbara will, and put up the ribbons, and then Friday we have a little reception in the afternoon, and you take your art home, unless of course it has sold.
And you have to sit the show.
And you do have to sit okay, I'm gonna say you have to. If you enter the show, you need to commit to sitting, is it a 3-hour or is it a 4-hour?
4.
Yeah, I think it's 3 hours.
4.
It's a 3 or 4. 11,
3.
It's a 3
It's to
or 4.
11, you're right, it's 3 hours.
I think it's only 3 hours. 1 shift a week. If for some reason you are absolutely physically unable to do so, talk to me.
Because she set an extra shift for somebody that couldn't sit it last time. I set an extra shift for somebody that couldn't sit it last time. So we can cover you. So don't not enter if you can't sit a shift. You can also bring cookies or something to the reception.
Any questions?
See, I didn't really need that, did I?
Oh, but you sound so sexy when you talk to it.
I'm afraid to talk about that.
But Carolyn failed, or maybe I just didn't hear.
I failed?
You failed.
You didn't have
To mention the success of the last show.
Oh, the last show was
Unbelievable, the best ever. I think we sold about 28 paintings.
Wow.
Pieces, I lied.
No, we probably sold about $1,300 worth of art. And because we made those sales.
It was 17.
It could have been 17,
Yeah,
a lot.
I think it was only.
wasn't 28 pieces.
Well,
It was probably 4 or 5 pieces
It
of
was
art.
our best sales.
It was 7
Ever.
pieces. It was hugely
And
successful.
she bought one of them.
I did.
Yeah, I guess between Carolyn's and Gloria's, that was 1,600 right there, and then I sold one for 100, which is 17, and then Donna sold a cat, beat a cat.
Don't say how much it was.
I won't, and it was purchased by a husband for a wife in the room, so we're keeping that a secret. So I think Kathy's right, it was close to $2,000 worth of sales. And we were able actually to have, because we made so much money on that show, we allocated budget to embroidering tablecloths with our logo on it for future shows. And we get fabulous deals on that. We don't spend $400 on tablecloths. We buy $20 tablecloths on Amazon, and then Donna's got a connection through my maintenance man to have embroidery done, and we get those embroideries done for less than $30 a tablecloth. So really budget conscious, but we're going to be able to do that with some of the funds that we got from selling art.
The word of the day is success, and Marilyn, our past member shows, because Marilyn and I are probably the oldest members here.
Thank you.
Maybe Sylvia.
Oldest or longest?
Longest is better than oldest.
Oldest, not oldest.
Tomato, tomato. We were lucky it would only cost us $300 to put the show on. And now we're in the black, it's good. Okay, and then, so two more announcements, okay? But what I'd like to do is bring up Sylvia Coleman. Sylvia is the chair of publicity, our publicity chair, because it follows along with the shows. And then I want to bring Linnell on, who is going to tell us about the county fair. So I want to bring Sylvia Coleman up, because Sylvia works magic. I don't know if you read in the Democrat, the Mountain Democrat, all of the publicity. Sylvia's in bed with the people in bed.
Oh my goodness. Don't tell her secrets.
It's the truth.
Let's just say she's very close with this.
And I've asked her to just kind of give a overview of what she has done and where we're going.
So I'm a former teacher. Can you hear me?
You have to talk.
So am I, and they still made me talk into that thing, so.
Some people can't hear back there.
Are you okay with that?
Yeah. Okay. First of all, I don't know whether I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest, but I've been a member for 11 years. But I was active for 5 or 6 years, and I took a break, and now I'm back. Anyway, one of my passions is writing, and the second passion is I love classical art so much, and I always have, and the third one is that I just love you guys artists and everything about classical arts and you guys. So, when you give me a pen or my computer, and I start writing an article about classical arts, I just cannot get more exuberant. Every article I write is more exuberant than the last one. And I guess they kind of like it because they keep publishing them, thank heaven. And we had article published last Friday for today's meeting. And I'm in the process of getting an article written about the fair. How many of you volunteered to sit at the fair? Look at the people that don't have their hands up there. Are they smiling? No. Because they didn't sit at the fair. Oh my gosh, that was so much fun. I encourage all of you to sit at the fair. It's about 4 hours of fun. And the people love the photography and the fine art, and they come in and they vote, and the kids come in and the kids vote. And so I'm writing an article, I've got it done, and I'm working on the images, and I'll get that sent in. It'll be out either Friday or maybe a week from Friday, depending on they keep opening pages up for us. It's really nice. And they've been very gracious to us, so if you ever see anybody, like the editor of the Mountain Democrat, say, oh my gosh, thank you. Yeah.
So, is there an exhibit at the fair?
It's closed yesterday.
Oh.
I'm going to talk some more about it as soon as she's done.
I have no idea what's it.
But anyway, you guys are magnificent. It's my privilege and my honor to write about classical arts. And Lynette, we got so much things going on. I've set the show at the fair. I've submitted my photography, but I forgot to invite all of you. So now Lynette thinks, oh well, we all should get involved. And so let's do it. Let's get more people in the classical arts submitting things into the fine art and the photography next year. And you need to sit the show. It's so much fun. It brought so much joy to my heart.
You get a free ticket to the fair.
And you get a free ticket.
Yeah, 3 tickets, the shuttle only takes 5 minutes, it's great.
Not every day. I went every day. Either I was with the children's side or the.
Sylvia, thank you for a job well done. The passion you've got is
Well,
amazing.
my privilege.
Oh, gosh. Well, you're doing a heck of a bang-up job. What I want to do is bring on Linnell. He's going to tell us about the fair. And don't go away because we've got not one, but 2 bouquets to give out. So don't go away. Here's Linnell, our illustrious leader.
Thank you, Kathy. For those of you new to the group, I'm Linnell Phillips, your president, and I too am truly privileged to serve you guys. It brings so much to my heart and life to get to do this job for you. Before I get started on the fair, I just want to mention a couple of things. Next month, I'm going to be the presenter, and I'm going to talk to you about AI and art. And I've had some recent success with my AI work, and what you've been seeing on the projector screen is a piece that I created with Mid-Journey called Cosmic Cat. And the fair, because I was the department head this year of the Fine Arts exhibit, allowed me to put a wall of my AI art up. And Cosmic Cat sold at the fair and has gone to live in Los Angeles. And so I was asked by Jerry Litwin, who is in charge of our challenges. We do art challenges about 4 times a year, to present an AI photo to you next month, to ask you to do your take on it in your media. And so use whatever media you want. Cosmic Cat is going to be what I'm going to present next month as your art, and if you want to get a jump start on it, you can see it now. It'll be posted in our newsletter that'll come out at the beginning of July, and we'll also get it on the website, so you'll be able to grab a copy of it and print it for yourself or take a photo of it now. And I'm looking forward to see all your takes on the Cosmic Kitty. I don't know if you guys know Maggie Kasner up here, but she does extremely photorealistic, usually animal, most often pet portraiture. And I said, I'm going to give you Cosmic Cat to work on. And she's like, oh my God, I've never done anything like that. and so it's going to be a challenge, even for Maggie, to come up here and do something for us with Cosmic Cat. So I wanted to let you know about that. I wanted to let you know that we're going to do the AI presentation next month. I know that all of you won't be interested in AI, but I think you'll be interested in seeing what the potential is with the AI work and some of the moral and ethical issues around it. I'll talk about that as well. But I'm going to pop into the county fair. So I said to myself, oh gosh, I'm not too busy in June, I could do the county fair. And one of the directors said, I was like seeking out volunteers and getting everybody scheduled, and one of the directors said, our board of directors said to me, well, what are you going to do? You've got all these volunteers. What are you going to do? And so I'm going to be finishing up about 70 hours this afternoon at the fair. I've already been there this morning. And so I did, whatever it took to get the rest of the job done. But I agree with Sylvia. It's probably the most fun I've had in years. We set up the fine art and photography exhibit. Another one of our directors, Fab Dabowski, did the photography side of the exhibit. I did the fine art side of the exhibit. And we have just had a tremendous amount of fun. And I cannot believe the number of people that came through and looked at the art. I've never seen anything like it in the local area. And somebody said, I said, I've never seen anything like it. And they said, well, you've never been to the Louvre. And I said, well, yeah, granted, I have not. I've not stood in the line at the Louvre, but it was so wonderful to see young people, old people, and we'd offer them these People's Choice ballots, and they would vote. And all the way from taking in entries in front of the fair to through the whole event. We had the most extraordinary thing happen during the intake. This 18-year-old fellow walks in. He's been homeschooled. He puts his work down on the table, and my jaw dropped.
Oh my God.
Amazing drawings. He works in pencil, ink, and charcoal. And his name is Jeremy Wells. No formal training whatsoever. Just graduated homeschool from high school. and I was amazed. Now, his presentation wasn't great, it wasn't framed, it wasn't matted, but those are the things he can learn. But what he brought was just extraordinary. So I will admit, when people came in and I handed him a ballot, I said, be sure and check out the guy in the corner way back there back. And I kind of intentionally hung his stuff way back there at the back, because that allowed me to push people all the way back to the back of the exhibit. And this kid he was entered in the amateur category. So the way the fair works is you can enter in amateur, semi-pro, or pro, depending on how much experience you have, how much art you've sold, how many ribbons you've gotten in the past. Excuse me. And he had none of this. This was like his first time to enter anything. So he was in the amateur category in portraits. He won a first place and a second place for his portraiture. He won best of show for his whole amateur category. He won, thank you, sir. I might have a little bit in there. He won the fair. This is my first year to do it, I didn't know. But the fair gives out something called the Golden Johnny Award to the best individual exhibitor at the fair. He won the Golden Johnny. And he won the People's Choice Award, which was sponsored by Placerville Arts Association. And we were planning to give him $25. But we also had another award called Spirit of the Sierra. Carolyn, could you wave your ribbon around for us, please? Yeah, not you, your ribbon. So we gave 5 entries at the fair, a Spirit of the Sierra Award. The adults also got a check. Your check is in the mail, Carolyn. And
You're making fun of me.
yeah, your Spirit of the Sierra is your check is in the mail. And so we gave these awards and asked the judge to pick the best Spirit of the Sierra. He didn't win the Spirit of the Sierra Award, but we had also planned with our checks with the Spirit of the Sierra to give a membership in Placerville Arts Association. And so as it turns out, our 3 adult winners of the Spirit of Sierra, 2 of them were already members of PAA. So I had budget opening up. And I had then thought, as we were going through the thing, well, if Jeremy wins, I'll make sure he gets a membership. Before the People's Choice even closed, he joined PAA on Saturday night on his own. And so I couldn't give him a membership. So when it came time to write his check, I knew that we had enough budget, and we gave him $100 to help with art supplies and perhaps having a photo. So this to me was the kind of heartwarming thing at the fair. I really enjoyed the Spirit of the Sierra Awards, and we were able to give a couple of our members won them. People who were not our members won them. And so it really raised awareness for our group.
Not a place, I never heard. Anyway, okay. Last thing is we get it's not an auction. I don't know what it is, but we have 2 bouquets to give away. So I have to pick a number. Actually, I have to pick 2 numbers, but I'm going to pick one.
But it was a large piece, and I had a lot of broken ceramics that fell down in the garden and broke, but I really liked them, so I just decided to put them back in the garden on my page. And then the other piece is yes, I made a book, because she said we were going to do things. And it's got poetry in it, so it has several poems inside.
You made that because you knew Nikki was coming?
No. No, I had already made it. I just brought it to share it.
Wow. Okay, who else?
Summer flowers and fruit.
You don't get to just do that without us getting it on camera. Where are you?
That was quick.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, who else? It's my face. Okay, Donna.
I just wanted to say something.
Okay, Donna's speaking.
This group has been much more fun than it was years ago, and I think a lot of it is the relaxed stuff that goes on, and I really think Linnell is very responsible for it, so. I love that.
Thank you all for letting me act out. I appreciate it.